We have explored several crafty plants in the first half of this program, including some that produce beautiful seeds that are used to make jewelry, and others that produce straw that can be fashioned into baskets and other useful objects. Let us now focus on some other amazing and versatile plants in this, the second half of the video on crafty plants. The calabash tree, Crescentia cujete, grows throughout the Caribbean and Mexico, Central and South America. The calabash tree has unusual flowers that develop from buds on the main trunk and limbs of the tree. This condition is called cauliflory. The flowers also open at night and are pollinated by small fruit bats. After pollination, the spherical calabash fruits begin to develop along the trunk and limbs. They remain on the tree for up to 7 months before turning yellow-green and eventually falling to the ground. Dried calabash gourds are painted in bright colors and are fashioned into all sorts of decorative and useful objects, including shakers, bowls and containers, cups and fashionable accessories. The calabash is also used as a resonator on the indigenous Jamaican instrument, the benta. The benta is made of bamboo with a gourd, or calabash resonator, and is played at wakes when the traditional dance of Dinkimini is performed. The benta is played by 2 or more persons. A player at one end slides a gourd along the string to produce a resonant twanging sound. Meanwhile, a player at the opposite end beats a rhythm with 2 bamboo sticks. Bamboos are grasses and may reach up to 35 meters tall. As such, they are the largest and fastest growing members of the grass family. They all characteristically produce woody stems. Apart from the benta, the bamboo has been used to fashion other musical instruments such as wind chimes and fiddles, and was used to produce a special bamboo saxophone played by the late Jamaican mentor musician Sugar Belly Walker. The saxophone is now housed in the Institute of Jamaica collections. Bamboos are extremely versatile crafty plants and have many other uses. They are beautiful ornamental plants. They are used to craft utensils. They can make paper. The young shoots can be harvested as a vegetable and are especially popular in Chinese cooking. And they provide valuable environmental services as their roots help to bind and stabilize steep slopes, thus preventing landslides and slips.
Bamboo is known to be cut only at certain times of the month. Mr. John Hamilton of the original bamboo factory explains why.
We cut the bamboo in the dark night, what they call dark night. Well, that is actually when the moon is waning, and it starts 3 days after the full moon and goes right through to 3 days before the new moon. When you find the new moon comes along, there's a lot of natural, the water levels in plant cells tend to go up, and the plant tends to fill up with water, and there's much more water in the plant cells during this period. And it is during this period, when there's much more water in the plant cells, that insects lay their eggs in the bamboo. And when the insects' eggs hatch out, the bamboo is very soft and watery and very edible. And that's why we don't cut it during that time. So when it's dry now and the water levels are going down, insects stop laying their eggs and they're less appetizing. That's when we cut the bamboo.
Bamboo makes beautiful furnishing for homes and offices and is increasingly seen as an environmentally friendly furnishing option. The wild cane, Arunda donax, called the giant reed in other countries, is another type of grass that can grow to over 6 meters in height. It is abundant on the margins of swamps and rivers. The flowers form a dense plume-like cluster that may be a meter long during August and September. In Jamaica, wild cane is used to make fife, a simple woodwind flute used to give a distinctive high-pitched sound to our indigenous Jonkunu music. Jonkunu is a traditional celebratory parade commonly held at Christmas time and featuring players in colorful costumes. The wild music of the fife and the uncertain movements of the players often scare young audience members. The banana plant Musa sapientum is the largest herb in the world. It is famous for its succulent and tasty fruit, but produces a useful and valuable fiber that can be used in craft. The stem of the banana is succulent, and the plant generally dies at the end of each growing season after it has produced fruit. It is soon replaced by a sucker or two. The bark from the outside of the stem can be used in craft projects, but inside the stem there are strong white fibers that can be processed to make paper.
Okay, we're going to demonstrate how we make paper from the fiber which we obtain from the banana plant. What you're seeing here is George putting in the banana pulp, which was made from the fiber, into a blender. This is necessary to break down the fiber into a slurry. Okay, once we have the pulp blended, then the next step will be to actually pour it inside the mold to make our sheet of paper. At this point, what we now do, we're going to measure out a portion to make 1 letter size sheet of paper. Now, from our calculations, we need around 200 milliliters of banana pulp. And here you can see on the graduated measuring cup that we pour in about 200 milliliters of pulp. And this is an approximate measurement because you can vary the amount based on the thickness or the size of the paper that you're trying to make. Yeah, man. Right, so we're pouring the pulp inside the mold. Now what you're seeing George doing here is using a little device to spread the fibers which are suspended in the water evenly. Okay, so we have now removed our decal. Now the next stage in the process is to remove the excess water. We do this with the aid of what we call a vacuum box, extracting the water from the mold. Then we're now going to remove the sheet of paper and put it on a smooth, clean surface for drying. Doesn't have to make paper. We can use it in straw craft. It can be plaited, and you can make whether baskets or mats, hats. In fact, we have even made shoes from it, a pair of sandals. So it is very, very versatile. So you can see how valuable this product is. Taken from the banana tree, which we normally would cut down and discard, how that basic raw material, waste material, can be transformed into a raw material to make such valuable and attractive products.
The beautiful coconut palms have a multiplicity of purposes. Many household items are made from the coconut palm, Cocos muscifera. Containers, utensils, and ornaments are made from the shell of the nut. Coconut shell, when cut and polished, reveals the beautiful colors that lay beneath their raw outer surface. Thus, each piece of craft has unique color patterns, which are the natural earth tones of the coconut shell. The leaves are woven into many products. The coir fiber is used in mattresses. The nut is used as a food, mature or green. The liquid of the immature nut is a refreshing drink, and it is said that there is nothing better than a refreshing jelly coconut to quench your thirst on a hot day. From the dried coconuts, milk rich in oil, carbohydrates, and protein is extracted from the grated kernel and mixed into many kinds of food, including our famous Jamaican dishes, rice and peas, and rundown. The dried kernel is also used to make a range of popular condiments, including drops, gizadas, and grater cakes. Oil for cooking can also be extracted from the coconut milk. The coconut also provides consumers with margarine, and it is used in beauty products for the hair and skin. Versatile plants provide humans with objects of wonder, function, and beauty. Many skilled artisans earn their livelihoods using natural materials. As such, these plants are important contributions to the health of our economy as well as our environment. So the next time you go shopping for local craft items, remember the crafty plants that provided the materials.
So it all patch up, you go through enough tribulation.